Is there more of a market for Jimmy Garoppolo or Baker Mayfield?
I would say there are more teams that would be willing to go with Jimmy Garoppolo as their starting quarterback right now. I think the issues with the two guys are separate. I think there are teams that would roll the dice on Baker and say, okay, like if you're Seattle, like maybe I'd bring in Baker to come and compete with Drew Lock, but I'm not going to do it at $18.858 million. And so with Baker, I think it's purely the money. And there's not a team out there that's willing to lock him in as their starting quarterback. And if you're not willing to lock a guy in as your starting quarterback, you're not going to pay him $18.858 million. So I think ultimately maybe this comes down to Cleveland eating some of the contract and taking some of the money on and then trading him for whatever, a day 3 draft pick. Whereas with Jimmy, it's about the shoulder. This is the last year of Jimmy's contract. And so if you're trading for him, you're trading for him for right now. Like that's the only reason you're trading for him. And if Jimmy's not going to throw until the end of June, beginning of July, that means you've got no spring work, right? And while they think he's going to be okay coming back, like in August and September, you don't know that. So if you bring him in for 1 year and you have doubts about maybe where he'll be in September and October, maybe you feel good he'll be there in November, well, then that mitigates that 1 year benefit that you're getting for having him on the roster. And oh, by the way, because he already missed the spring, he's going to come in a little bit behind in training camp anyway. And so I think the uncertainty with the shoulder is the biggest issue in moving Garoppolo. And the Niners at one point thought they were going to be able to get a couple of second-round picks for him. Whereas with Mayfield, I think it's the fact that nobody be willing to take him on as like their lock, stock, and barrel starter, which makes the money a problem.
Well, that's what I wondered about Garoppolo, that they were entertaining the idea of getting 2 second-round picks for him. But does that mean Trey Lance is ready to go next season as your starter?
Yeah. So I think where they are on Trey, they like him a lot. Like, and if you look, like his trajectory last year was he would look raw when they first got him. They got to the summer. There's a 40 days off that they have between June and July. He comes back and like incredible, like improvement, right? So if you remember the first 10 days of camp, there was like a real question, like, could he come and take the job from Jimmy? And then he leveled off. And he didn't play very well when he got his first chance to play, like week 4 or 5, whatever it was. The tape wasn't good. But then towards the end of the year, he started to ascend again. I think where they are on Trey right now, they could play him. But Kyle can't run his the conventional Kyle Shanahan offense yet with him. And he'd have to game it up a little bit. Now, we remember what that looked like when he had Robert Griffin in Washington all those years ago. I think he feels like he could do that. Ideally, do they want to do that? I mean, if Jimmy's still around, then maybe there'd be that question. Whereas if Jimmy's gone, I think they go all in on a different type of offense for right now to make it work for Trey Lance in the short term while he grows as a quarterback.